Hey guys.
We're here today to check out the latest from Behemoth, Off to War. Yeah, it's relatable to the modern day. I don't know if they made this song thinking about that or not, but it's irrelevant. It is kind of relatable. So off to war we go. I wonder from a cinematic perspective if this is going to be as good as that first single, because while I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the song, the video is undeniably outstanding. So, do you agree?
I do agree.
It was like a mini trailer to a movie or a TV series or something. Absolutely phenomenal.
But I am very excited to get into this.
Okay, because this one we've never heard before. The other one we had heard live, but this one is going to be a complete surprise. So, are you ready for some brand new Behemoth?
Yeah.
All right, let's fucking go. Why didn't they release this as the first single?
I was thinking that too.
That's what I would like to know. That I would like to talk to the people in charge of Behemoth.
I think
this sounds more like Behemoth.
This sounds.
This
is Behemoth.
This should be the first single.
Definitely. It gives me all that first single vibe. It also just, I mean, in general, this song is Behemoth through and through.
And he introduced, I mean, to those that went to the tour, went to see Arch Enemy and Behemoth, he introduced the new album, that single, on that tour. And I think this is a much better song to be played live.
Exactly.
I'm flabbergasted that a decision was made to go with the other track. The other track would have been the perfect second single.
Exactly. This is
the one that cracks the doors open, and then the other one takes you on a completely different journey.
This one does crack those doors open. It has the intensity you need.
The darkness.
The darkness, the rhythm. I mean, I think that's one of the things about like black metal that gets me going is that the sound of
the corpse paint?
Not the corpse paint, but the sound of the guitar.
The breakdowns?
No, not the breakdowns. Sadly.
Cowbell?
We will never see.
Fuck, I'm 0 for 3 right now.
We will never see black metal with
breakdowns?
Unless we
never say never.
I mean, blackcore.
Blackcore it could be a thing. It could be a thing. I'm just saying. Blackcore could become a thing. Okay. Fuck. Now I'm kind of intrigued about that thought process. But anyways.
But yeah, fuck. Now I lost my train of thought. Do you remember what I was talking about?
About the something you love about the guitars.
Dude, the distortion on the guitars. Like everything about the guitars, I love that raw sound because it is polished, obviously, but it still sounds raw.
Mm-hmm.
It still sounds like it was made in the basements of Oslo. Like,
yeah, they're from Poland.
I know, but fine, from the basement inside
of Katowice,
of Krakow.
Oh, Krakow, okay.
Like it has that basement, Is
that the only Polish city you know?
Krakow. Warsaw.
Poznan? Because there's Lech Poznan.
Lech Poznan.
Yeah, so...
Warsaw, I can't remember a lot of the
All right. Okay.
3.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing. It's better than throwing Oslo out there, but anyhow, go ahead.
What was Legio? Oh, Legio Warsaw, that's what it... Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going off soccer teams at this point.
That's how I know cities.
Dude,
that's how I know cities.
Geography took a hit once soccer came out. once that update of Earth came out. That's
all my geography is based on soccer teams. Anyhow, go ahead.
It's never steered me wrong.
The guitars.
The guitars, I fucking love that sound. I mean, especially because it's in a lot of their songs, almost every song, that same type of guitar. But in this one, it's really just all there. So it gives you that Behemoth feel, which is what made me feel like this should have been the first single.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because it's kind of traditional in a way. The song, even though being brand new, has the traditional Behemoth and black metal in it.
Something interesting that at least in my mind is interesting that I felt listening to this track kind of remind me of. I felt like there was a little bit of Meshuggah in there. In terms of how the sound...
I don't listen to
You're not a big...
Meshuggah. Sugar!
You want your sugar, on sweets.
I like my sugar normal, not mushed. I don't like mushed sugar.
You don't like mushed sugar. You just like the sugar in its natural format.
Exactly.
I felt like there was a little bit of Meshuggah in there, specifically when it comes to the way the sound travels on this track. There's moments where you feel like the music almost has this sonic dissonance to it, that it goes one way, but then it comes to another, then travels around. Like the actual sound, it's not there 100% from the beginning to the end, but there are a couple of pockets within this track that the sound has this kind of movement to it, and it's not like it's moving forward, it's moving around you. And a band that does that really well to their sound is Meshuggah. And I felt like they included a little bit, like just an aroma of that in the way this song comes across, and when the way you perceive the sound, and then obviously the impact that sound has to the overall atmosphere of the track. But outside of that little Meshuggah influence that I see, and maybe I'm the only one that sees it, but maybe other people watching now that I'm mentioning, they're like, hey, wait a minute, he's right. I feel like there's a little bit of Meshuggah in there. So maybe I'm alone, maybe I'm not. But outside of that, everything else is really Behemoth. Everything else is what you would come to expect.
Yeah.
And this goes back to my first point. Why wasn't this the first single? I just feel like the other song, while being a great track, it works really great with a video.
Yeah, so for you to be introduced to it, if you went to the live show, for you to be introduced to it, obviously it'd kind of go over your head unless you watch the video.
The video wasn't out at that point, so there was
obviously.
So there's no
way.
But
this one, I feel like this one is perfect at a live setting to really get a... By the way, this is a song no one's heard yet. This is for you guys.
Yeah. And I don't mean to throw the song under the bus here,
no,
but I remember during the show, the mood, at least the mood of the people around us when that new song was being performed, it was like... And then when the song was over and they went back to their old shit, everybody's like, all right, let's get back into it. That was kind of like a coffee break.
Yeah.
Because the song itself has that kind of a break mood to it. It doesn't have this momentum that this song carries. You know what I mean? Like, the other one really pauses everything. The drums on this track, you've been talking about the guitars, but the drums on this track are phenomenal.
They're phenomenal too.
Phenomenal. Yeah. And I like the vocals because... The vocals also have an interesting... I'm talking about those pockets that exist within the song of how the sound travels around you, the movement that the sound has. And there's a couple of pockets on this track that vocally, you have the main vocals that you always get from Behemoth in the forefront, and then you have these other vocals that feel like they're at the distance. They're far away, and they're not even trying to approach you. They're just like talking from the other side of the room. I like that dynamic because those vocals also help with that, a little bit of that dissonance that exists within the sound, that traveling, that movement. The vocals help create even more of that. So I really enjoy the fact that they went with that. I actually thought they were going to go with a little bit of spoken word, because when the song paused there at the beginning, and after the first set of vocals come in, the song becomes has like an instrumental bridge there. I actually thought they were going to come in with some spoken word, because it would fit really well, and it would create a much better bridge than how you continue the song. They didn't do that, but then they used the vocals that are further in the distance, and that works as well in terms of the overall context of this track. I really enjoy this song. This, to me, is the single that gets... all the boys to the yard and gets people going, gets people talking about the new record.
This gets all people to put their corpse paint on and get with it.
Yeah, get excited about the album, because once again, it's not like the other song is not good.
But
it's just
this one,
the other one it's a song that works well in the it almost feels like a soundtrack kind of song.
Yeah.
So it works well in the context of you watching the video, because you get really into it, into the video. The song creates an ambiance. The song paints a picture. But for us that we've heard that song live kind of kills the mood
of what was already
of
happening.
The flow of the show.
But if this was there, it would have been completely different.
I think this would have taken up
a notch, yeah.
And then you could go back to some of your old material and then continue to like move upwards exponentially. The other track really creates a divot.
You move down, and
then you have to come back up again.
Your way back up, yeah.
Exactly. The other track has the same nuances. It doesn't sound, but it has the same nuances when it comes to a set list, or depending on where it is in the album. I haven't seen the track listing for the new album, so I don't know. Depending on where it is in the album, it kind of feels like the equivalent to a ballad in a power metal album. You know, because normally you have a power metal album or a classic heavy metal album where there's a lot of guns blazing. The whole record, you feel like you're running away from you, or you're chasing it, or whatever. Like, it has movement. And then you always need a song kind of in the middle that breaks that allows you to like stop, take a breath in, and then get ready for the onslaught that comes after. So that song, while not being a ballad, it kind of has the same effect. It has the same attributes. Live. At least live it did in terms of how it broke the set list. And depending on where they put it on the album, it could have the same effect in the track listing of the album. So anyhow, I just thought this was a home run.
Definitely a home run, yeah.
All right. On that note, anything else, or are you good?
I'm good, man.
I think we're good. I think we're satisfied. I hope you are as well. Let us know your thoughts on this single versus the previous single. It's hard not to compare, so just hit us up in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts, what your expectations are for this brand new Behemoth album coming out this year. Hit us up, and we'll see you guys at the next video.
See ya.